Hello, hello. It's time for Fishing Friends. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Fishing Friends with Danny and Gina. I'm Danny, and Gina is going to be a little late, but she will be here. She is closing down the store tonight, so she'll hopefully be here in the next hour, if not, a little bit later than that. But hopefully within, around 9 o'clock, she'll get here, and that's 9 o'clock Central Time. But for now, you got me. Hey, how's it going? And if you're watching on the replay, hey, an extra special welcome to you. But here we are. What's up? I'm not going to be streaming next week. I will have the state finals for the karaoke competition that I'm in going on. So there's that. But I've been kind of going over the songs that I've been contemplating on because I have to have 6 songs prepared. So there's that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really have too much that happened this week. I did get an additional day put onto my schedule. Now I'm going out to the city and stuff. I'm not super excited about going out to the city with my job. Just because parking on the street and all that stuff sucks out there in the city. And a lot of the people that are actually there live in these really strange apartment buildings and stuff. So it's just not the best. I just don't like going out to the city. I hate everything about the city, like one-way streets and just super tall buildings and people walking all over the place and just, yeah, I just don't like the city at all. I like my other areas, not too bad. Some of the area that I do on that day is not necessarily the worst, but for the first day that I did it, which was yesterday, I had some struggle with it because, what's up, Gabriel? Good to see you. With my, with it being the first time there and everything, like, and coming from a different route before, it got all shut down. Well, sorry. The information didn't transfer over to my route properly or whatever, to where it didn't, like, actually put all the customers onto my handheld. It gave me the ability to search for all the customers, but it didn't load them like on a route day. It only loaded the one pre-order I had. So I had to sit there and like search everybody up by typing in their names and searching for them and stuff. And the person that had previously run that route or whatever told me, like, this is the person you want to start with. Because they're like hard to catch and all that stuff and whatever else. You always want to go to them first and they'll lead you into the city. And when she said that, I thought, like, okay, so I go to that person first and then I go into the city. So that's what I did. Well, after the next person I searched up after going into the city was like all the way back where I was with the person that she told me to start with before. So I ran some stuff kind of backwards or whatever. So since I was in the city already, I just searched up, like, I ended up like pretty much searching through everybody, all the names, like multiple times pretty much, to like figure out where people were and all that, to try to find the closest people within the city first. And I took care of all the city stops first, and then I went my way back into that area. But then there was a certain person in the city that she said like I had to hit like after 3, so I ended up having to go back to the city again later through that too. So the next time I run it, I'm gonna do all the stops in this area first, and then do the city, and then I'll finish in the city and be able to get my day back, and or get those few stops in the city, and then come back and get those couple stops back in that area that might be in the later time window, and then get to head my way back to the depot and finish my day, because like I got to figure out the best way to organize that day so I'm not wasting a bunch of gas and time going back and forth, because especially with all that city stuff, there's just traffic on the highway unexpectedly at the most random times. And then rush hour is just going to be like the absolute worst. So I just got to be careful to avoid rush hour in the worst areas. And that should be fine. I'm just not excited about actually going into the city of St. Louis, because, well, I mean, it's one of the most dangerous areas in the United States. But it's not even that I'm concerned about. I just don't like the way cities and all that are organized, with super tight streets, one-way streets, and then just so many people walking, and like trying to park this truck and all that stuff. Like, it's just horrible to find the good parking spots sometimes. Feeding time for our brood. I'll be back. Well, okay. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm kind of hungry myself. I should have definitely made something before the live stream, but I kept looking in my freezer, and nothing that was like quick that I could microwave or whatever just sounded appetizing at the time. So I never ended up making anything. But yeah, I got the karaoke competition next Saturday, and it's kind of scary how much information I don't know about the competition. Like, you think I would know what time, all these different sorts of things or whatever, but they haven't really communicated to me much of anything. And then come to find out, like, I ran into, one of the guys at the place I do karaoke throughout the week on Thursday, and I kind of asked him what was happening and why I didn't know anything. And apparently the director of the whole big thing out in Washington sang like his last song, and like for the, like, I guess, I don't know, for the competition, or maybe he was just singing in general during the competition. But he apparently ended up like after he sang his last song, he like collapsed right there on the stage and died, and like a heart attack or brain aneurysm or something. I don't know any of the details, but he just collapsed right there on the stage and died. And so there's been this whole thing going on that I didn't even know about, and apparently the competition almost got canceled, but I didn't even know that. So the competition's still going on, and it's this Saturday and Sunday, but I don't know like what time it starts. I don't know if I know I have to have 6 songs prepared, and I've picked out what 6 songs I'm gonna do, but I don't know if I automatically perform all 6 songs and we're doing it on Saturday and Sunday, like a full long competition between everybody, or if it's like you sing 3 songs the first night and then they narrow it down to like the top 10 or something like that, and then the top 10 go through on Sunday and sing their final 3 songs, or like I don't really know, but I know I have to have 6 songs prepared, so I have them kind of prepared like 3 and 3 in a good way to where like I get like a good variety of different songs, and then like they kind of lead up to a good thing where like the final song is like more of like the showstopper sort of song, and hopefully catches people's attention and all that stuff. What's up, GRB? They have not brewed enough beer to get me up doing karaoke. Yeah, see, that's what some people say. I don't like to do karaoke once I've drank too much. Like, once I've had a certain amount, like, I like lose control over my voice and all that to where I don't want to sing anymore. Or I just can't really sing anymore. Although my song is Banana Boat song. Deo, we say Deo. Daylight come and everyone go home. Yeah. Have you seen the well, I don't know what it's like over there, GRB, with Australia and stuff, but I don't know if like American television is like up to date over there or something. Like anyway, but I'm not. Okay. I'm gonna ask. Have you seen a trailer or whatever for the Beetlejuice sequel? The first movie was Beetlejuice was one of my favorite movies, and I'm really excited for the sequel, which apparently is called Beetlejuice, which is nice. I like how they're doing that. That's going to be sweet. It's got like not. I haven't seen. Okay, I haven't seen the trailer myself yet, but I kind of like listened to it a little bit, like because I was listening to a podcast and they like watched one of the trailers on the podcast, so I could like hear some of it, but I couldn't like see anything that was going on. So, but yeah, I love the original, and Michael Keaton is a god. Like, and what's awesome is that movie was PG, I believe it was PG, like not even PG-13, but like just PG. And somehow, Michael Keaton was able to slip in one F word in there, and a lot of people don't catch it because it's just kind of quick. I don't remember exactly when it is, but it's when he's like tiny, when they make him tiny again onto the model, and he's like really trying to convince her to say his name again, and he just like slips it in there real quick, and it's pretty great because apparently at the time you could slip just one curse word in a PG movie, and Michael Keaton went all the way with it. Which PG in America means like parental guidance. So there's some things in here that maybe your kids you might not want your kids to see. So allow your kids to watch it under your discretion is kind of how it is. Where there's like PG-13, which is like parental guidance, but we would strongly suggest that nobody under the age of 13 should watch this movie. And in theaters, nobody under the age of 13 can get into the theater without their parent. And then there's other ratings and stuff too. I think the rating system is pretty universal. I don't know though. Do people not have original ideas these days? They're just remaking all the old classics and never better. I totally agree with you. That is the biggest issue with Hollywood, and especially like Disney and all that stuff now, is there's really no original idea. Everything is just a remake, a sequel, a prequel, or like an adaptation. And yeah. But some of the stuff that I am starting to like and is at least newer, not necessarily original, but at least newer, and has some original content within it that is then part of the canon universe or whatever, is video game to movie content. Halo, the Halo series was terrible, and it should have been canceled. A long time ago, Peter Jackson, who made Lord of the Rings and all that, was going to make a Halo movie, and right before they were going to start shooting and stuff, it ended up getting canceled by Universal Studios, and he could never get the financial backing he needed to finish the movie or get the movie going, so he never did. But the Halo series that they made on Paramount Plus or whatever it was, that was awful. I couldn't get past the second episode. I think I might have tried to start the third episode and was just nope, this is just even worse, just getting even just terrible. Just turn it off. And the Ghostbusters with Melissa McCarthy or whatever, apparently a worst movie ever. I don't think it was necessarily the worst movie ever, but it was just pretty stupid. Yeah. Just generally stupid. And they're focusing so much on nostalgia and all that, to where there's no originality in any sort of plot or anything either. It's just look at this to remember this scene in the first movie, and this is to help you remember the second movie, and this and that, and movies are just so stupid nowadays. And I haven't gone to the movie theater to see a movie in a long time. And now I've pretty much sworn off every single thing that Disney comes out with, because I just can't stand any of it anymore. Especially Marvel. Like, I really liked the Marvel movies at first. I thought they were great. And then, like, the first Avengers movie is still, like, a classic. Like, that one was awesome. And the whole idea of, like, building this giant, like, cinematic universe was really, really cool. And they were doing a good job with it at first, I feel like, at least personally. I enjoyed them up until about Endgame. And then after that, like, even even Endgame itself, because Endgame was the second one, I believe, right? So I think the first movie, uh, I can't remember what that one was called. Now I gotta look it up. But anyway, I don't really care. I'm not gonna look it up, because it's not important. Because now it's like Marvel's doing this thing, and it's doing what Disney always does. And it's like now they've announced that like freaking Robert Downey Jr. is going to be playing Doomsday. And so me being the comically literate person that I am, not comically, comically literate person that I am, I read a lot of comics and stuff, and I know a lot of the information from the comics. There is like a series where like Tony Stark and Doomsday do like some sort of like body switching sort of thing where Doomsday in like Tony Stark's body becomes like a terrible like villainous version of Iron Man Doomsday combination thing, and then like Tony Stark in Doomsday's body or something like that. I don't really know I say I know a lot, but I don't know really too much about all of the details of that, but I know that sort of thing happens, and to where that's most likely what like Marvel's going to do is like take that story arc, and they're going to not actually like do the story arc as it should be. They're going to like take it and wipe the slate clean with it and do like their own version of that sort of thing that doesn't really like go based off of the way the comics actually go. Because that's exactly what they did with like Star Wars. Disney completely ruined Star Wars. Like, some people like you can argue with me or whatever about how you feel about Star Wars. The original trilogy was like fantastic. This like story between like good and evil, father and son, and like a redemption story arc where this evil guy, sees his son and like, has this one choice to where it's like he can like save his son or save himself sort of thing. And so he like sacrifices himself to kill the emperor and, save his son as this last like act of good before he dies. And like it's a big old great story behind it, and it had great characters between like Han Solo and Greedo and who shot first, and the technology behind the puppetry and the robotics and all that stuff was great. And then like I don't really agree or like any of the stuff that George Lucas added later to those things. Like it's weird when you go from like robotic puppet Jabba the Hutt to all of a sudden this like CGI looking Jabba the Hutt in the later scene that looks different. So yeah, I don't really like that. But then you get the other trilogy, episodes 1, 2, and 3, where you get to see like Anakin as a kid. And yeah, George Lucas wasn't the best at writing the love stuff and all that, but like the action was great. The whole thing of getting to see like how this boy like became Darth Vader was just interesting and all that. I thought it was good. And I was a huge fan of like Darth Maul and the Phantom Menace. Like getting to see a saber staff was freaking awesome. And so I thought that was cool. But now it's like I haven't watched much of the extra stuff on like Disney Plus because I'm just not really interested in any of the extra stuff. I did watch The Mandalorian. I thought The Mandalorian was pretty good, though I don't think I've watched the most recent season. But the television or the movies that they made, episodes 7, 8, and 9 or whatever with The Force Awakens and the whole series with Rey, like that one just like completely ruined Star Wars for real because they took existing stuff within the books, like Han Solo and Leia having kids, and even took their names, but then like completely screwed up the backstory and some other stuff with all that. And then, they don't talk about any of the other kids, of course. They only just talk about Ben Solo. And then they turn Luke Skywalker into some just like they completely ruined Luke Skywalker. And George, or not George, Mark Hamill even said in several interviews that he doesn't like at all what they did with Luke Skywalker, and he didn't really enjoy the movies or anything with it at all. But he kept saying, like, well, it's not my movie, because that's what they kept telling him. It's like, it's not your movie. This isn't your thing or whatever anymore. And so, yeah, that was just not good. Not good at all. I do miss cinema, getting the world's biggest bucket of popcorn and the world's biggest soda. Yeah. Yeah, except that same thing now. Well, the bucket of popcorn and the soda will cost you like $30. So expensive now. Watching half the movie while eating popcorn and drinking soda and sleeping through the second half. Yeah. I only slept in the movie theater during King Kong, which like the whole first hour I pretty much slept through because it was just boring and all that. But then the action picked up later on. But it was like 3 hours long. I slept through parts of that. And I also like slept through parts of like Titanic and all that too. C-3PO and R2-D2, amazing. I've never seen anything like it. Robotic, major characters that everyone loves and just exploded. Oh yeah, that was great too. And the fact that there was somebody like actually in the suit doing like all the stuff with C-3PO, and then R2-D2 was like an actual like robot that could move and all that stuff. And then I'm trying to remember that they talk about in like some of the behind the scenes stuff or whatever, that the way that they developed the voice or whatever for R2-D2 was like, it was like supposed to be like a baby crying, and like some of the stuff he would actually like say certain things, and they would like speed up and adjust the frequencies to where it would sound all like beepy stuff and all that too. So it was very interesting. You can look up the actual video on that stuff. It's much more interesting than me telling you about it. I'm terrible at like telling information about stuff that I've seen. I'm pretty good at like telling a story if I like know like a whole lot of like detailed information about something. But if I just kind of saw a video once or twice, like I can recall a little bit of it, but I can't sit there and tell you everything like what the actual video was. But then, like some of those movies that I've seen when I was a kid several times, and even as an adult several times, it's funny how you can just quote movies like offhand sometimes. And then it's like there's some movies that is like, what are the most quotable movies out there? And I believe the most quotable movie in the world is The Princess Bride. Like everybody knows, like As You Wish, and one of my favorites is the bow, bow to the Queen of Filth. Like that, the crazy witch. That witch was scary. Like when I was a kid, I would hate to watch that scene with the freaking witch. But every other part was interesting. The rats of unusual size, and the man with 6 fingers. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. I look for the 6-fingered man. And then I'm not attending. What is what do you guys think of some other really good quotes out there? I know GRB's talking in the chat. We got five people total watching right now, which is all right. But thanks to all you lurkers there. But what is your favorite movie to quote? What did the Romans ever do for us? Well, apart from medicine, irrigation, health, roads, trees, and education, baths, and the Circus Maximus, what have the Romans ever done for us? I don't remember what that's from. Oh, wait. That's from The Princess Bride too, isn't it? Is that from that's from the 3 thief guys or whatever, right? That was the big giant. What did the Romans ever do for us? Or am I wrong? Oh, Monty Python Life of Brian. Okay, I've seen that. I couldn't pin the quote on the movie. Always look on the bright side of life. Gabriel's glass boxes is working and lurking. Well, all right. I think the second most quotable movie was Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Which I kind of agree with as well. I love to quote that movie all the time. All the time. Like, if I ever even hear the word shrubbery, like, oh my gosh, I just get set off on the Knights Who Say Me. And, the coconuts all the time. If I ever have two things that are like even like semi close to coconuts, like two plastic cups or whatever, I start making the coconut horse clopping. And yeah, Spaceballs is a good one too. Yeah. Spaceballs! Use the Schwartz. Well, that's a huge... Richard, what are you doing over there? Quit looking at that Johnson. I'm making it up. I can't quote that scene perfectly because I haven't seen the movie like enough yet. But I love that part where they're going back and forth with all the dick jokes. That's great. Another movie that I like to quote a lot is the Lord of the Rings series, because I just love those movies too. I do a pretty good Smeagol Gollum impersonation, and so I quote a lot of him all the time. And then, they're taking the hobbits to Isengard. I like to do that one too. I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes. Chattanooga Ed. Monty Python and the Holy Grail soundtrack of the first ever LP vinyl record at the age of 12 in 1978. Nice. Was that... Oh, so was it the Monty Python Holy Grail soundtrack as in, like, you listened to it? Or was it, like, the songs from it? Or was it, like, what is that? The musical version of it, which is called Spam-A-Lot. Not PC at all these days, but Blazing Saddles is very quotable, too. I don't think I've ever actually seen Blazing Saddles, and I don't think I want to. I'm good on that. I love the Lord of the Rings movies. Well, cool. Me too, Ed. And while I got you here, Ed, I made more pickles, and I filmed, quick little scenes or whatever of me making the pickles so that I could make a short. And I was trying to get it to upload on YouTube, a perfect 60-second short of this is how I make my pickles, blah 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 blah. This is and then you get all the stuff and show you that and whatever else. But for some reason, every time I would show the or take the clips of the pot where I'm showing the pot and I'm adding the ingredients into the pot to make the brine. Whenever I go to the next stage to actually go and adjust the details and stuff of the video, and I'd look at the preview of the video, it would flip it over upside down. I don't know why. And it wouldn't do that with the video of me showing of myself talking. It would only do that of the videos of the angle of the pot. And so there's no way to edit that in YouTube to keep it from flipping. It was just auto doing it. And so I haven't done it yet. I actually got frustrated enough and wasn't happy enough with the clips anyway to where I just ended up deleting all of them. Otherwise, I could have potentially edited the video on my computer as a vertical video and done it all that way with my editing software, and then went from there and uploaded that as a short on YouTube through my phone, or even I might be able to do that on the computer actually. And then it would have potentially not flipped all that stuff because it would have been part of one continuous already cut video versus trying to cut all the different clips together. And that's just frustrating. I had something like that happen to me. I was trying to put out a thing with Patty and it wouldn't work, kept flipping it over. Yeah, it's frustrating. And it's like if it's gonna flip images and stuff automatically, like it should at least give you the ability to like manually flip it yourself, you know? Like it shouldn't just have the automatic feature. You should be able to turn that on or off, you know? High Anxiety is good, Mel Brooks. I've actually don't think I've ever even heard of the movie High Anxiety. I was kind of sheltered as a kid, honestly, though I did watch at least the second half of The Exorcist when I was like 5. My parents were like trying to get me to leave the room, but I was like, "What? I can tell it's a movie. Like, it's not real or anything like that." I think my parents were taking it more real than I was because, I guess there's the whole it's based on a real story or whatever. But I was still like thinking, like, whatever, it's a movie. It didn't give me any nightmares or anything like that. Jurassic Park was the only thing that ever gave me a nightmare that I can remember. And it was just the strangest nightmare ever, actually. Um, what I remember was like I come out of like this extra room in my house into like the main like living room area, and everything is like in the right place and all that stuff is normal, but everything is like covered in like jungle camouflage stuff and looking like, you know, a badass like military type of hideout in like on Jurassic Park Island or something like that. And what I remember is like my sister is like standing by the window and she's holding like my little cousin who at the time was like maybe like 1 or just a few months old, something like that. So able to hold his head up, but just sitting. And all of a sudden, Tyrannosaurus Rex just reaches its head like right in through the window, like breaks the glass and reaches its head in. And its head is like taking up the entire size of the window. So it's not like able to do any more than that. And it's just kind of like sitting there. And my sister is just like, "Oh, don't worry." As she's like holding my cousin, like, "There's nothing to worry about." And she just like reaches over and like pets the T Rex on the nose. And then the T Rex bites her hand off. And I'm looking, and like her hand, instead of having a normal hand there, her hand is replaced by this like cardboard cutout thing that has like this obvious like red outline on the outside to where you're supposed to cut around. It literally looks like this weird like wooden cardboard cutout hand instead of like bones or, well, what would actually be just like nothing left in its place. And then it's like I woke up and it's like that's just the weirdest nightmare ever. And I never had like a nightmare about velociraptors chasing me or anything like that. In fact, I always loved the velociraptors. I would pretend to be a velociraptor when I was a kid. I saw The Exorcist for the first time at the High Point like 8 years ago. Oh, wow. Is that the original Exorcist movie or one of the many other Exorcist movies that have been made since? Howard the Duck. Oh, that's a good one. Love the swap live stream, and I swear. Oh, cool. I was at a swap. Nice. I love swaps. I haven't been to one in a while, but I just like those sorts of events. Fish swaps, reptile shows, crystal shows, little fairs, and whatever else. Craft fairs. I like going to those sorts of things. Oh yeah, the old one. Okay, cool. Gina should hopefully be joining us in the next half hour or less. She had to close the store tonight, so she will be joining us soon. But I haven't heard anything as far as a message of like I'm heading home or I'll be on soon or anything like that. But she did say that she'd be on between like 9 or 9:30. But I'm hoping she'll get here sooner rather than later. My shoulder is like hurting in the strangest way because I don't remember doing anything to it. And maybe it's just because I'm starting to get older or something like that. But it's just like got this weird like pain that is like almost indescribable. And it's like a dull sort of pain. And I can't like find any specific location as to like putting pressure on it and it causing any more pain. And then like I'll move in a certain way and it'll just kind of go away, but it's just kind of like a dull, achy pain. Like I had hurt my shoulder at some point, and there it kind of it's. Oh, maybe it's like right there. What is that? I don't know, man. I don't know what I did to my shoulder, but it hurts. In 1970s, as a teen when living in Washington, D.C. suburbs, I would travel metro train to the Smithsonian museums in D.C. That's cool. I didn't know you actually spent time living in the United States. One time I traveled to Baltimore and was walking around and found myself on those concrete stairs from The Exorcist. Baltimore. Baltimore. You talking about where they filmed The Exorcist? Because there's where they filmed The Exorcist, and then there's where The Exorcist like actually happened that the movie is based off of. Because the house where it actually happened and that the movie is based off of is actually here in St. Louis, about 15 to 20 minutes away from where I live. I've been there a couple times, and surprisingly, there's a family that currently lives in there. People have continued to live in there ever since, and it's crazy because all that stuff in that movie apparently actually happened in that house. So, but yeah, those museums out there in Washington, D.C. and stuff are awesome. We got some pretty cool museums here in St. Louis, too, at Forest Park. There's the Art Museum, the History Museum, the Science Center, and then you got the zoo as well, and the insectarium at the zoo, and then what else is there? There's something else in the Forest Park. Oh, the like the botanical gardens, or not the botanical gardens, the glass house. Um, and other activities like ice skating and fishing and whatever else you can do at Forest Park. And then at another, in um, what is that area called? Where they have the aquarium. I can't remember what it's called. It's kind of I feel like an idiot but I hate the city, so I don't ever go down there. Other than I've been to the aquarium one time and all that stuff. But what is it? Why am I blanking on it? I'm gonna just search St. Louis Aquarium and it'll tell me. Union Station. There we go. So Union Station used to be the old school, like Union Station, the biggest like train station in downtown St. Louis. And then like the trains no longer exist as they used to. Now we have like a Metro Link on a different train track system. But the Union Station has then been turned into like kind of like an outdoor mall for a while. And now it still kind of has a little bit of stuff to shop at, but now it's more of like a bunch of different restaurants and then like an indoor sort of like miniature amusement park with like rock walls and like a little bitty like roller coaster and some other stuff in there and some restaurants and stuff, and then the aquarium as well. And there might be a couple stores somewhere in there still, but oh yeah, well thanks, Ed. You got it right after I looked it up. I was hired to take photos of all manholes in the St. Louis Zoo. There were over 300. Wow, that's crazy. I'm sorry, but I gotta go. I'll watch the rest of the replay when the game's over. Well, I don't know what game you're talking about, but have fun. And I'll catch you later, Ed. Oh no, my dad just called and he said the Chiefs are playing. That's amazing, dude. Union Station, St. Louis. Wow, yeah. Oh, did you look it up or something after I told you about it? Yeah, it's got a lot of different stuff in there. The aquarium, it's amazing how much, like, it's not the biggest aquarium for sure, but it's amazing how much they stuffed into such a small area of Union Station to make the aquarium. And there's a lot of cool stuff. I shared a video of the aquarium years ago. Fishy Biz has shared a couple videos of the aquarium, but honestly, I think mine's a little bit better because his is like just kind of showing a lot of him and some stuff like that. And it's him talking and all that, whereas mine's more of like a cinematic visual of like walking through the aquarium and what you're gonna see and stuff like that. And it's a lot of fun. So if you haven't seen it, I don't think I have any mods in chat right now. But let me see if I can. There it is. Share. There you go. You can watch the video sometime after the stream if you want. I tried to get through some of this stuff relatively quickly, but then I wanted to also show enough detail of all the stuff. There was a couple things that I also just couldn't find the best angle to get rid of all the glares, but I did my best. And I think I even had my parents and stuff trying to assist me with like holding my jacket up and stuff to block out glares and stuff. But some of those tanks were just hard to film. But yeah, it's pretty decent for one of my first videos that I came out with. It was one of my first, like, truly edited videos and stuff. My first couple videos were just continuous shot from cell phone. And then after continuous shot, I tried to experiment with using the pause button versus like stopping the video. And so I'd like film a little bit, then like hit the pause record, and then I'd move to like a different angle, and then resume recording and like continue talking and all that stuff and show different stuff, and then hit pause and like move over to a different area and like start talking again. Like more or less continuous shooting, but also trying to edit in one sort of thing all on my phone at one time. And it worked out, honestly, like it worked pretty decently, but I kind of had to, there's sometimes I would have to shoot the entire thing over again because I would get to near the end and I would mess up and there was no way to just like cut out part of the video. So I'd have to just delete the whole thing and start back over. But it worked. I want to see the new Wolverine and Deadpool movie, though. I know we were talking about how modern movies suck. Apparently, well, at least I was talking about how modern movies suck, and you guys were listening to it. But apparently, that movie was really well done and had a lot of moments where it was like sticking it to the man, sticking it to Disney, sticking it to all the woke communities, sticking it to all the different stuff. And so I'm happy with that, and I want to see that movie. And I've always was a fan of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. And then apparently there's lots of other cool stuff that's happened within the movie. I haven't looked up like any trailers for it. I've seen a couple of random like little commercials and stuff on like YouTube, but mainly just stuff like here's Deadpool holding a beer and whatever else, like as a beer commercial. It's not anything to do with the movie itself. And because a lot of trailers nowadays, they just like tell you everything about the movie, and then the movie's just kind of ruined because you've seen every single good part of the movie in the trailer already. So, yeah, that's kind of frustrating. Trailers should be more about like showing you the characters that are going to be in it and the actors. Like, you got Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, you know, and they should kind of give you a little bit of a hint as to the movie itself. But gosh, like one of the most frustrating modern movie trailers that I can think of right now was the trailer for Thor Ragnarok. Like one of the key parts of the movie that could have been a huge cliffhanger, great entrance for the movie that they could have left out of the trailer and left the crowd like, oh my goodness, that's amazing, you know, was the part that where he's gonna fight the Hulk. And right in the trailer, they're like, oh, he's a friend from work. Like they share all the good, funny lines right there in the trailer. They spoil the cliffhanger moment right there in the trailer. And it's just like, That could have been a great movie moment that was just completely ruined by the trailer itself. And that happens all the time in modern trailers for these modern movies. They're just so darn predictable. They tell you everything that's in the trailer or everything about the movie in the trailer itself to where the movie's even more predictable that way. But it's like, we need some better stuff. We need original content. We need to get rid of these freaking Disney corporations and advertising content too, because they're blocking a whole bunch of shit. Like, let's see. Anyway, YouTube and Google and all this different stuff is like out there actually blocking certain content, not allowing it to be seen, not allowing it to be searched, being flooded with other content. And I'm going to go ahead now and say it, like Google and all that stuff, they're already trying to steal the election in the United States. And I absolutely hate it. So there you go. There's my stance, and I'm just going to go out and say it because YouTube already hates me. They throttle my content all the time. Nobody gets notifications for this stuff. So they get notifications for Gina's side of the channel whenever Gina starts streaming. So, but Gina's not having it on her channel this time. She didn't put it on there. So it is what it is. But I don't even like say a lot of different stuff or whatever, like talk about politics or whatever much at all. But even so, like my stuff gets blocked all the time. Other stuff gets blocked all the time. Friggin', it's been fixed now or whatever, but when Donald Trump had the attempted assassination on him, freaking, you like couldn't even find information on that. What's up, Ian? So, when certain content is thrown all over the place and other content is just hidden from your view, like that's already manipulation. It can affect people. But that's all I'm going to say. I'm just tired of it. And that's why I also stream on Rumble as well versus just streaming on YouTube. Because I'm sure eventually I'll say something stupid that'll just get me completely thrown off of YouTube. Like, oh, you said something that we don't like how vaccinations actually, don't work. How they lied about it and all that stuff. But yeah, this stuff is just getting so frustrating. I hate election years especially, but it's like you scroll through your YouTube shorts and you just get fed all this stupid stuff all the time. At least me, like, I will look at one video and then I'll scroll to the next one and it's showing me something completely unrelated that has nothing to do with anything that I like. And I was like, you'll have to just scroll for forever to find anything that you actually want to find. But it's like I can't find like anything actually that I want to find by scrolling. I have to like specifically look things up all the time with this stupid algorithms and the way it like doesn't send out notifications for the stuff that you want to watch. Like I already know that I have absolutely no reason to have like a Facebook or an Instagram or any of the stuff like that. And it's like one of my friends even like shared something with me. All of a sudden she sends me a text of like one of our like mutual friends like statuses or whatever. And it's a whole bunch of drama, like trying to get me involved in this drama. That was one of the reasons why I don't have Facebook anyway, is like I just don't want to deal with everybody's stupid drama the same way nobody wants to deal with my drama. And turns out like she wasn't even talking about her current husband. She was or boyfriend or whatever. She was talking about her ex-husband and the whole thing that was with that. And it's just like, and it's like, yeah, that's kind of what I thought it was about. Like, 'cause she got divorced like 3 or 4 months ago or whatever. She's not talking about her current boyfriend or anything like that. Like, they're not married. But it's like, I really wish she wouldn't have even sent me the thing in the first place, because it started getting me thinking, like, well, what's all this about? And wait a minute, is she talking about? Because for a second, I thought she was talking about her current boyfriend or something like that too, and like calling him a manipulative narcissist and whatever else. And I'm not going to share all the details with whatever. You guys can kind of fill in the blanks of, poor relationship and cheating and whatever else. But like it turned out to be not about anything current or whatever, other than the fact that that piece of shit guy still owes her a bunch of money, but that. So like, I didn't need to know all that. I really just didn't need to know. Then what you guys didn't need to know. A few weeks ago when I had gone to PetSmart, when Gina was working there, we had looked, and I think I talked about this before. We looked at a couple of the feeder goldfish when I had gone in there to get crickets, and I picked out 3 more little like feeder goldfish and put them in the pond to even out the overall amount, because I wanted to have 3 koi and then 4 goldfish for a total of 7 fish in there. 7 main fish. And because there's a whole bunch of mosquito fish in there, and hopefully there's some white cloud minnows in there too, unless the mosquito fish just, were just complete jerks to those guys and just killed them all or something. But it's kind of hard to tell from, looking at the pond, because everything just kind of looks, all those small little fish kind of look the same from, from the top or whatever. So, but it turns out, like, when I cleaned out a whole bunch of the water lettuce the other day, and made a whole lot more surface available to like be viewed for the fish and all that, I could see that all 3 of the little feeder goldfish have survived and continued to live. So that's good, because the other ones that I put in there when I first started the pond, they didn't make it. So I now for sure have 3 koi and 4 goldfish in there, though the one goldfish is much larger than the 3 other ones. They'll kind of eventually catch up, but the 3 koi are, larger than the goldfish as well, which was, going to happen, of course. But the mosquito fish have just bred in there like crazy. There's a shit ton of those guys in there. And then I bought 10 white cloud minnows like 2 weeks ago and put them in there. And like I said, I haven't like been able to specifically spot like that is in fact a white cloud minnow really since I let them go. But they kind of look the same from the top as the mosquito fish and stuff. They just look like little bitty gray fish in the pond. So, because they're tiny, and the mosquito fish babies are also kind of the same shape and whatever, the same color. I can't specifically spot any red fins when they're that small. So, and I can't like stick my face directly up to them like I can in a fish tank and look from the side. Or at least I haven't put my face all the way up to the pond yet. I don't really want to. But that's doing pretty good. My tomatoes are doing better right now. I've gotten a lot more starting to, grow and all that on the plants. I don't have any of the Sartre-Relays ones ripened yet, but they do look really cool already, even though they're not GoPro in the pond. I don't have a GoPro. I've thought about getting one, but I just haven't wanted to drop, $200 to $300 on a GoPro to get the, waterproof one or whatever. I've thought about also, there's a couple different tricks you can do with like a normal phone, right? Like you can put it in like a plastic bag and like suck all the air out so it clings right to the camera so that it can focus or whatever. I might think of something like that. Stick my phone right in the pond. Or, I guess all phones pretty much nowadays have a little bit of like water resistance built into them, but it eventually wears out. And salt water will wear out your phone's water resistance faster. And so I believe that's what actually messed up not this watch, but my old smartwatch faster was working on this saltwater tank where I'd hear for so long and sticking my hands in there and moving stuff around and doing different stuff like that during water changes and all that. So even though that smartwatch was labeled as like water resistant and even had the feature where you could like push a button and it would like quote unquote like help expel the water and all that stuff, like the salt water definitely wore it down a lot faster, and the salt water will do that with everything. So definitely keep that in mind if you ever do like get one of those like water resistant or waterproof sorts of things or whatever. Fresh water is fine, it'll eventually wear it out over time, but salt water will do it a whole lot faster. And so if you want to do like filming in water with like saltwater stuff, you want to get like really expensive like waterproof saltwater type stuff equipment, which it's definitely going to be more expensive. But yeah, I might try to get like a different sort of case for my phone that has like a waterproof feature. I really like this case. I haven't showed it off yet. This is my new phone that I got. It has a a built-in kickstand. That you can kind of rotate around, and you can also use it as like to put your finger in there so you don't drop the phone. And then one of the cool features too is, well, one too, it has like the rubber part and then the hard part, so it's cushiony and hard. But then I like the it's got the slide to protect the camera lens, so that I can do that. And I still got my tomahawk feature to turn on the flashlight because I have a Motorola phone. I always like that feature on the Motorola phones. But yeah, this case, it's nice. It can protect my camera lens and all that stuff, so that doesn't get all dusty and dirty as quickly. It'll still happen eventually, and certain particles can get through the tightest of little cracks in there. I wouldn't recommend just throwing my phone straight in the dirt and rubbing it all around in there. But if I drop my phone, it'll protect the camera lens from a direct hit, or getting a rock right on it and cracking the camera lens or something like that. So that's nice. But sometimes there has been something that I've wanted to film really quick that was happening, and I had to take that extra second to try to get that thing away, and miss the moment more than once. But then again, I might have missed the moment in the first place anyway, just because my phone doesn't load things absolutely instantly. And whenever I pull up my camera, it automatically goes to photo mode. So I have to switch to video, which takes a couple seconds to load and get ready to focus and actually start recording. And so then, by that time, the 5-second moment of fame or whatever has, gone away. So it's pull out phone, do that, open the app, realize that the camera lens is still closed and I forgot about it. So then I got to open the camera lens, go to that, realize I'm in photo mode, switch to video, finally loads the video, and now I can hit record. So yeah, by that time, the moment's done. But what's interesting now is what I was talking about earlier is working in my different zone. I go through U City now, so I go straight through where Fishy Biz works in U City High School. I go right past there now.
Oh, hi!
Gina is with us again.
I'm here. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I know you had to close the store down.
I had to close the store. So what's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot. I've been just kind of talking about random stupid stuff that I've been thinking about. Chat hasn't been the most active.
Gotcha.
It's been kind of active more recently and all that, but it was kind of dead. But
weird. The other day, one of Nathan's knife people was live, and I was trying to jump into that chat while I was doing overnight inventory, and it wasn't showing up on my subscription page. It would show up on my home page, but it wasn't showing up on my on my phone. I can go to subscriptions and then live tab, and it wasn't showing up.
Yeah.
Same thing with somebody else in the Fish Fam. I don't know if YouTube just did an update and it was bugging out. I think that was Tuesday night. I think so. Let me check my calendar.
I know YouTube has been throttling people's content for sure.
Yeah, it was Tuesday night.
It's annoying.
It was really weird. Good thing we have FishFam.link to fall back on, though.
Yeah. But you need to have some sort of like Discord thing or whatever to actually have the notification from FishFam.link come, because like YouTube will not send out notifications for my channel unless like there's 15 people in here watching and everybody has hit the like. Then it'll like send out one notification to somebody. Whereas like most of the time it doesn't send out the notification at all. People need to actually be like, oh yeah, Danny's streaming tonight, and then like actually look it up and find me.
I'm going to try to see if I can start this streaming on my side. Episode 18. Oh, that's not how you spell episode.
You're going to do it right in the middle, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if
I wonder if it'll
show
work.
the whole thing on the replay, or if it'll just go from the point that you started streaming.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking earlier. I was like, we're going to experiment a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going to get
I know it'll at least
internet.
show the part from where you start streaming, but I wonder if on the replay side of it, if it'll show everything that I had from the beginning. That would be interesting. But I'm not going to be streaming next week because that is the state final for the karaoke competition that I've been a part of for so long.
Ooh.
I have to have 6 songs prepared, and I got them all.
6?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's a 2-day competition. Now, I don't know if it's like... I still don't know all the details about it, which is just making me mad. I'm waiting for one of the director or people involved with it to call me after everything is confirmed and all that. But it's this weekend. Next weekend. I mean, it's Saturday and Sunday. I don't know if it's like everybody's going to perform both nights, or if it's like you do your first 3 songs on the first night and then they drop it down to like the top 10, and then the top 10 perform their second 3 songs on the second night, or if everybody performs 3 songs the first night and 3 songs the second night, or like, I don't know. I really don't know how it's going to happen. Like, or if some of the contestants perform 6 songs the first night and the other contestants perform 6 songs the second night and then they judge. Like, I really don't understand how it's going to work, and it's kind of frustrating. But I know I have to have 6 songs, and so judging by the different options that there are out there, I tried to pick like 3 songs that are like good, and then 3 other songs that are like good, and then like at the 3-way mark, like the 3rd song each time is like the showstopper sort of song. And so we'll see what happens, because like I went with this is what I'm gonna go with, if it'll focus. There we go. You can see my pretty handwriting. I'm gonna go with the first song is gonna be Beyond the Sea by Bobby Darin. Gonna do some sort of like I'll just take that away now. Do like an old schools like big band sort of song, and show like that different side of my voice. And then second song would be You Give Love a Bad Name by Bon Jovi. Do a classic old school rock song that's kind of good. My brother and my other friend were suggesting that I do what is it? Turn Me Loose by Loverboy, which is a great song, and I was thinking about doing that, but the only problem with that song is it has a lot of blank time where I'm not singing, and there's a lot of like musical stuff going on, which is cool. But there's like this really long, like 1.5 minute long, like intro into that song too, before I even start singing. So it's like, this is a karaoke competition that I'm judged on like performance and crowd participation and stuff like that too. And so it's like, what do I do during these like 1 minute breaks of like not singing. So that's why I went with You Give Love a Bad Name by Bon Jovi instead, because it's kind of in the same sort of genre, but it has less like non-singing time. And then the third song is going to be Dream On by Aerosmith, to give them like a big banger, like the end of the night, if I'm only doing 3 songs. And then also, I don't want to put that song too late into the competition if I have to do all 6 in one night, because I don't want to blow my voice out before I have to hit the really high note. Then after that, I move into a little bit more of the heavier stuff. I do something that's kind of heavy, but also kind of slow and mellow again, to either start out the next night or bring myself back into a new mode on the first night with Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. And then after that, I'm going to do Sweet Dreams, in parentheses, Are Made of This, but do the Marilyn Manson version of that song. And kind of get into the different levels of my voice, doing sort of the scratchy, sort of distorted vocals in that. And then I'll bring the house down by doing Bodies by Drowning Pool at the end of that, and just do like full screamo shit. And
there you go.
See if
blow
that
it
can
out.
win me the competition. So there's that.
Nice.
But I will not be streaming next week because I'll be at that out at Brewski's in O'Fallon. And if you wanted to come and support me, you can do that, Gina, but I'm not going to,
Yeah, I only work till 5 so far. I don't know. Things are always changing, and last minute people call off and all that. But so far, Brewski out where in O'Fallon?
It's in O'Fallon, but if you just look up Brewski's, even if you spell it wrong, Google knows what you're looking for.
There you go, Brewski's Pub.
Yep. I'm guessing it's gonna start at 7 because that's when like
up in
everything
Springfield?
starts. No, in
No.
O'Fallon.
Hold on. Whoopsie.
Brewski's Smokehouse and Music.
Oh.
But it's Brewski's.
There we go. There's Brewski's Pub, and then E-Easy. Okay. Yeah, because there's Brewski's like SKIES, and that's all the way up in Springfield, Illinois. I was like, I'm not driving that far. Sorry, but
No, it's in O'Fallon.
Okay, I got it now. Okay, gotcha.
I assume it's gonna start at 7 or something like that, because that's when like everything starts.
Right.
All the time. But I don't know that for sure, which is annoying. So I'm probably going to try to get out there like 6:30 myself.
Gotcha.
And then I'll like just eat dinner out there and then just chill until the karaoke competition starts. But
so I set up the stream. I got the notification on Discord through Fishcord, and I'm looking at my channel. For the thumbnail, it actually put my banner photo as the thumbnail, which is weird. Like my page banner. It didn't put the stream thumbnail.
You didn't put it on there yourself?
Well, I only put it on there myself whenever I schedule the stream when you say for later. So I guess I could have delayed it like 5 minutes, but I can always go back and put the correct thumbnail on later. Or maybe I can do it now. Do I have it saved to this computer? Let's see. If not, I can just sift through our Discord messages. Logo.
So yeah, it looks like, but I went back to the beginning of your video. At least currently, it's only showing like from the point that I started speaking about like how many songs I had to do and stuff. Adam McReynolds has joined us on the Gina side.
Hello.
Hello there.
So the replay is going to be a little awkward, but that's okay.
I mean, it's yours for sure.
Yeah.
If you watch mine, at least you'll get the full episode. But, oh well.
It'll be fine. It was worth trying. Experimenting on the internet.
Yeah. It will be interesting, though, if on the full replay, if it like ends up loading something, I don't know if it would or not. Probably not.
Mm-mm. I don't see why it would on your side. I don't see how it would be any different.
Well, my side wouldn't be any different, but on yours, like it's probably not going to load. Probably won't load the entire part before you started. It'll probably just be from the point you started to the end of the live stream.
That means
Which kind of makes sense because, you know, I don't know, you can have your whole live stream and then you can have your guest come in and then record their part of the live stream and then, leave and stop theirs. Yeah, whatever else. Because can you end your live stream without ending my stream?
Let me see.
Like, is there a spot to be like stop live on?
So if I go to the top right corner where it says like you are live, there's an edit and then there's a remove. So maybe.
Yeah, you can delete.
So possibly. I don't want to do it right now, but
well, right.
There's a view on YouTube button. Oh, there's a quick link to my YouTube page. Oh my gosh, that's so handy. Otherwise, I've just been opening another tab and just going to YouTube and then my channel and then going to the link. There's a little quick link.
Oh yeah, you can do view on YouTube. Yep, and then it takes you right to the stream, and then you can do a quick share and bring it back over.
Yeah, because otherwise, if I just leave studio, I'm sure that the stream would keep going. I don't know.
Yeah, if you click that, it opens a new tab automatically.
Interesting. Oh, I need to turn off live reactions because I hate those things. Customization.
I'm gonna hit the 100% 1,000 times before you turn those off, so that it's still part of.
Nope. I just turned it off. Go away.
There we go. 100. Keep it 100.
No. Go away.
I wonder if it'll still keep it in there as part of the beginning of the live stream.
Oh my god, that was so nice. I hit the view on YouTube button. Oh, so convenient. Good job, Streamyard. No, I was saying, so that means every time I'm late and I come in, we just have to replay the intro. So it's there's the intro on my side. No, I'm kidding. I need to make a separate Gina's late intro. Yeah, very short, edit your intro so it's fast forward, and it's like a quarter of the time. Okay, now that we're caught up, hello.
Yeah, you just have my main intro just kind of start again, and then it speeds up in black and white, and it's just has a little title that says Gina's late.
Gina's late. Late Gina be late.
Yeah. Hey. They're using editing software, whatever. You have, I believe, you have your own recorded version of the stream through Streamyard or whatever, right? Or do you not have?
Yes, I think I have it saved from whenever I do stream whenever you're not here, because I think there was 1 or 2 times that I did. I have access to it through Streamyard. I can play the video.
Yeah,
but I think I do have it saved.
I mean, does Streamyard have an archive of these streams on your Streamyard at all?
Nope.
No. Okay, so you have certain admin abilities, but it doesn't keep track. It doesn't archive the video for you. Okay, right. So you don't have the ability to just take out my intro and okay. So if I wanted to, I could send you the video file.
What I could do is go back to I kicked my lamp. Go back to a previous video on my cell phone, and I could screen grab it.
Can you screen grab a video?
Yeah. Yeah.
You could do that?
That's how I got Kenny twerking on that one stream. Instead of clipping, you rewind to where you want, and then you hit screen grab or whatever, and then you hit the play video, and then and you screen grab it.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
How do you?
And that's how
Can
I
I
got
do
Biz
that?
with that night with the spider. Yeah, I screen grabbed it.
Is it a YouTube thing or is it a phone feature?
No, it's a phone.
thing?
Like you go.
I might not have. It might be. You have iPhone, don't you?
No, I have Android.
Is it Android? Okay.
It's not screencast. It's where is it? Screen record. Yeah, right there. In my like drop down menu. I have a screen record.
Okay, hold on. Live caption.
Lurking at a party.
Oh,
Hello,
cool.
Eric Wyrock. Ewick. Welcome back. Danny or Adam McReynolds. He said he accidentally kicked himself out. You can do anything you put your mind to,
Screen
Danny.
record.
The sign is
Wait a minute. Okay.
Sky's the limit.
Hold on.
Screen recording on your phone, LOL. Yep.
While you're screen recording, Android has access to anything visible on your screen or played on your device. So be careful with things like. Oh.
Yeah. So if a notification pops up, so hit like do not disturb, so notifications don't pop up and disturb it. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's gonna. I can do that.
Yeah, and then that's how most people get like clips of like memes and stuff or videos from like movies is you screen grab it.
Eric Wyrock, what's up?
Eric is the best lurker. He does it in the uncreepy way.
I have it on
Hello,
my
Adele.
I record audio and all. See.
Yep.
Well, dang.
I have recently updated my no brand 3G phone to a 5G Samsung. Oh my god, a different world. Yes, when you jump from like a really old phone that's like now phased out, like you can't even make calls on anymore, and then you get a new phone. Oh my god. You just taught him something, Gina. Yep, I sure did.
I'm a huge fan of the Motorola's because, I mean, my first flip phone was a Motorola back in the day. And then it's got some really nice features that you don't get on the Samsung. Like I can just do that and turn on my flashlight.
What? Can I do that?
And
nope, it didn't work.
It has some other cool like gestures and stuff like that too, which are nice that you can like turn on and off.
You know what?
Get into your gestures. You might be able to turn it on and off on your phone. I don't know, but in your like accessibility and gestures, you can turn on like 3-finger things and whatever else. You might be able to turn it on, but they're also like so much cheaper than the Samsungs too, and it has a lot of the same functionality that you need, like fingerprint sensors and whatever else, and all the different security and good processors and good camera. But
what I wish, so this is not the newest Pixel, but a newer Pixel, but the version before
the Google Pixel. Okay.
Yeah, so the version or two before this, my old phone before I had this, had this nice feature that you could actually squeeze either side of the screen, and it would automatically pull up like Google Assistant. So that was always nice to just squeeze it and then ask instead of saying the trigger.
Yeah, you have to just say, hey, yeah.
Well, sometimes it doesn't recognize it, like, and you get frustrated because it's not, or if you just don't want it on, then yeah, you could just squeeze either side of your phone and it would automatically pull it up.
I just on my phone, I have the little feature on the top, so I just push the little speaker button.
Yep.
And do that.
We have amigos.
But there's also a certain way, like you can program like the volume buttons or whatever to pull up the Google Assistant, or instead of adjusting the volume, like when the phone's off, or you can do stuff like that. My Google Assistant is a pain in the ass. It keeps popping. I hate that. Yeah, it happens to me too. It'll happen to me in the middle of like watching a YouTube video, and it's like nobody even said any of the keywords or whatever to get it to pop up. It just pops up, pauses your video, and it's just like starts like searching for something. Like, did you need my help? It's like, no, I need you to get off because this video's more interesting than you. Like,
Right, go away. I wasn't talking to you. You smell like the smoker. Were you getting into the smoker outside?
he's like, yes, and that's why
Look
I
at that guilty
taste so
face. He
good.
stopped licking and side-eyed me. He was like, no.
He's like, yes, I taste like barbecue. It's delicious.
Were you getting into the smoker? Were you being bad? Were you being bad? Look at that guilty face.
He's just trying to understand what you're asking him. Is Google Assistant still the paperclip?
No.
Maybe on like Microsoft Word or something like that, but
Clippy?
nowadays it's this it looks like this. He's like it's this weird like 4 or 5 rainbow dots.
What are you doing? What are you doing? You're so handsome. You're so everyone loves you. Look, this gorgeous dog.
This is what Google is. It's these 4 dots. Hi, how can I help? It's still the same process or whatever as a stupid paperclip. But
what did I hear? Oh, the airlines. Whenever that whole cyber thing was happening, that bad update that like shut down airports, someone said it's like, yeah, you realize Southwest and stuff still runs like Windows like 5 or something, and people are like, oh my god, they're still using Clippy. And they're like, no, that's the version before Clippy, like older than Clippy.
Yep. When I worked at Pet Supplies Plus, I think they've updated their system. Well, no, they have definitely updated their system now, but they might still be running on the same computers though, which those computers are running Windows XP.
Yeah.
Which XP was honestly one of the best Windows processing or not press. What's the word I'm looking for? Operating system is one of the best operating systems out there. But
that was when I was in high school. XP was the version that everybody was using. And then Windows, what was it? Windows 10 was like the big shift.
Yeah.
From XP.
And then like
that was like
Vista
the later years of high school.
Awful and all that.
Yeah, people were pissed. It was way different.
Now this newest one they're talking about coming out with is going to actually take a lot of the different aspects that made XP so good and like bring those back.
What is all over my hands that you are so fascinated with? I sold a guinea pig earlier. Is that what it is? Do you smell a guinea pig?
No, they're just there and you're letting him lick your hands, so he's just going to keep doing it.
Well, he usually stops after a little bit, but he's actually like holding on to my arm. You can't really see, but he was like holding on to my arm.
Yep.
Adele says, I loved XP. Yeah, XP was nice.
Yeah.
My
XP with DOS, and you can play really cool video games.
My old coworker Elena from Marine Solutions, she actually had a like a mode for her phone to look like make everything look like Windows XP. Like all the apps, it made it look like the XP home screen and everything.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I could do that with like do the friggin' green layout with the hill with the blue sky behind it. Yeah, I would like that. I've always
think you can currently
liked
even
a really
the newer
nice clean home screen.
I think the newer programs, like on this computer, I'm sure if I looked in the settings, I think there's still settings to make it look like Windows XP. Like they have like almost like a skin.
Oh yeah.
A theme.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you miss me? Sometimes he wants cuddles.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
sometimes he wants cuddles before I go to work, and so I'll go to work and I have his hair all over my shirt. My boss will be like, "You're all hairy." I was like, "Yeah, I know. Miko wanted cuddles after I got dressed already. I can't say no to this face."
Yeah,
So I have a lip brush on my desk.
But I've always been a huge fan of a really nice, clean home screen or a clean like desktop. I can't stand the people that have like 1,000 icons all over the screen and stuff like that. I
Like a
think I
computer
can.
screen? Yeah.
I think if I do share entire screen, can I do that? Yeah. Okay. So if I do that and I share the screen and then I minimize, is it showing my desktop?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it also your
yeah.
crypt?
So that's just
Yeah.
a big picture. Up here, I have my recycle bin. That's all I have on my desktop. Everything else is just on
the toolbar.
The toolbar down at the bottom. So.
I still have just like the basic stuff from whenever I set up the computer, and then here, let me see if I can do it. Let's see. Present, share screen, entire screen, I guess.
Yep.
Share. Yep, there's mine.
I feel like that. You got some icons, but not like a lot. I also make sure that my resolution is like as high as possible. I want like the smallest icons, and I want to like really nicely organized, just like that.
And then I have it so this Bulbasaur. Yeah, this Bulbasaur scrolls through. I think I have like 4 or 5 different Bulbasaur backgrounds.
Nice. Back in the day, I used to mess around a lot with Microsoft Paint, and I would make like a really cool like background and stuff like that. Bulbasaur looks like, at least that Bulbasaur looks like a really easy image to create in Microsoft Paint.
Yeah.
And I miss Microsoft Paint. I don't think it exists anymore, does it? Paint 3D, which is not Paint.
Let me see if it's on mine.
Oh yeah, this is not. I mean, it has some of the functionality, but this is not.
Oh yeah, it's Paint.
This is not as good as Microsoft Paint. Paint 3D.
It looks a little different, but it's called Paint. But it definitely looks different.
Yep. The one on my computer is called Paint 3D.
Odd.
I might have a more modern computer than you. I don't know.
Mine should only be like a year and a half. What, coming up on 2 years old?
Oh yeah? Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Got it off Newegg.
Mine's
one of those.
Several years old actually, but it's got like the most updated version of Windows, and then but it was also like somebody's custom built gaming PCs that I, have acquired since they got their new upgraded custom built Alienware PC. So I'm thinking about potentially doing that too. I'm trying, man. I'm just really tired of spending money and dropping it on all this like stupid things, like having to get repairs done and get the car fixed and whatever else. And then I got behind on some of my bills, and so I had to just pay a whole bunch of money to pay those bills off because, well, I don't want to pay just a partial amount. I want to pay them off completely. So I've just been racking up my credit card even more. I love spending money. Well, I love spending money too on like the stupidest stuff, and then it's like, oh crap, I forgot about the important things. Like all of a sudden I came home from work the other day and I had a little notice on the door. It's like, we had to shut your gas off. I'm like, damn it. I didn't realize I got that far behind. And so I like immediately paid that and scheduled them to come and like, get my gas turned back on, which is like, it's so stupid, you know, when they turn your gas off, they just come take somebody and they turn the wrench a couple times on your thing outside, and that's it. But whenever you turn it back on, like, you have to have somebody at the house because they have to like come inside and
Inspect
make sure
it.
everything is working properly, because whenever
Yep.
they shut it off, they always seem to break something. And then you have to pay the reconnection fee on top of everything else that you owe on top of that too. So, yeah. You're laughing
Yeah.
at me, Diane. Whatever. Sometimes I know I get behind, like I forget to pay 1 month or whatever, and then I just pay, you know, the second month I just pay the extra large bill or whatever, plus like the, I don't know, the $15 late fee or whatever they add on. It is what it is. But sometimes I just kind of forget about it and end up being a little bit later than I planned on.
Yeah.
Same thing had just happened to one of my customers too. Like, I'm going up to her house the same time the Spire guy is there, and he goes and like puts the little thing on the door and goes around the corner, turns his wrench 5 times and starts walking off. And then by that time she's answered the door. I was like, I guess they just shut your gas off. Like, what's this for? It's like non-payment or whatever. And it's like, but I just paid that. And it's like,
right.
yeah. Like, yeah, that's what we all say. Which I'm not judging anybody, right? Because like literally the same thing happened to me like 3 days later. And
we all go through it.
Yep. I wasn't laughing at you. Yeah, you were. It's okay.
Oh man.
Or maybe you were just laughing at the love spending money thing. Whatever. It's okay.
Fall is coming.
You can laugh at me if you want.
Fall is coming and I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too.
My boss, he went to the casino apparently, what was it, yesterday or the day before? And he ended up coming out. He went in with like $100, came out with like over 1,000. So he texts me. He's like, I hit big at the casino, so I'm on my way to Home Depot to get that 12-foot skeleton that my wife said I couldn't buy the day before. So I was like, there you go. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
So we're like, are you? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna set it up in the house. And we're like, in your house? He goes, yeah, I have tall ceilings in my living room. We're like, 12 feet tall. And yeah, he went home today. And he texted us back. He's like, yeah, my ceilings are only 11 feet. I was like,
oh no,
1 foot short.
Oh man. Yeah,
Right.
see,
told you.
That sucks though.
Yeah. She says I was laughing at the love spending money. I love spending money. I didn't buy that flashlight. I was shopping on Wednesday on my channel, on my stream, and I found a flashlight that's green because the knives I usually carry are green, my pen is green, but then my flashlight is the dessert theme, so I don't always carry the things to match it. So I was like, now I need a green flashlight. So I was shopping around. I haven't bought it yet. I need to find somebody in the knife community that has a discount code.
There you go.
Or a collaboration code.
Yep, you got all your green stuff.
I did, yes. I didn't show it off, but I carried my artisan cutlery today that I got at Blade Show.
Really nice.
Yeah. Used it to open some cans of dog and cat food. So it got used today.
There you go.
It was funny. My aquatic specialist came up to me and she's like, am I crazy? Open this fish bag. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I went to, separate. But no, apparently it got sealed on both sides.
Oh.
She's like, okay, I'm not crazy. I was like, watch, now it's going to have a hole on one of the sides. It's not going to. She's like, no, it's like vacuum. She like tried to pull the two edges apart. And yeah, no, it was airtight. So.
Yeah.
But I pulled out my knife to cut it. She's like, no, don't cut it. I want to keep it. I'm like, you told me to open it. I was going
to open it. Yep. You told me to open it. I'm going to open it. Howdy, Select Bet, what's up? But yeah, I had to go to Home Depot too to buy this, which it wasn't too expensive, but I had to get this like plastic spring panel because the plumber, when he fixed the faucet spigot on the outside of my house, he had to drill a hole into the drywall behind my front door to access the piping on the inside. And one, I wish he would have gone ahead and added an additional like shutoff valve on the internal piping when he did that, which he didn't. But then, so I had to get this like panel that's like with a spring loaded thing, so it can fit. It says it can fit any shaped hole that's up to 14 by 14 inch, diameter or whatever. And so luckily, yeah, the hole was like 12 by 14 inch, pretty much square rectangle. And so I just had to buy this panel, and it fits in there nicely, and you can paint over it and stuff. But I was like struggling. It's like, what do I do with this? And so I reached out to my brother-in-law about it, and like, what do I do? I got this hole in my wall. Can you help me like make a door or something, or find a door somewhere? To cover up the hole. And he's like, yeah, sure. He's like, how big is it? And so then he's like, this is what you need. And so that's like a $40 one, but I just got this basically. I just clicked on that and that didn't load, but this one right here, it's just like a little plastic thing that's got like a spring. This is the exact one I got right here. I'll go ahead and load that. Is it still showing? Yes, it is. Yeah. So in the back, you just kind of put this in first, and then it's got the spring loaded, and then you just fit those two in on the other side, and it just kind of spring closed, and it's just kind of white plastic on the front, and you can paint it or whatever to match your wall if you want. But my walls in the living room are just kind of off-white, and this is basically a lighter shade of off-white. So it works. I'm just not going to paint it. Long day, went to Chattanooga for a swap, about 8-hour drive road trip, then musical tanks when I got home, just finishing up. Tomorrow heading to Louisville club meeting and hang out with those folks. Excellent. You got to see Ed and his live stream at the swap there. Pretty sweet.
Very nice, very nice.
We got just a few minutes left. Thanks everybody for joining us. I know a lot of you just joined us because you probably just got a notification that I was actually even live streaming because Gina posted hers.
I did. It came late.
Yeah.
I was late. I had to close the store.
Yeah. YouTube hates me. And I hate YouTube, so it's okay. I just use it as a streaming platform.
It's a mutual
it's
hate
a mutual
relationship.
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
I rounded up most of my mud guppies yesterday. They went to a 600-gallon pond. Wow.
Dang.
That's cool. I I have 3 little baby guppies in my 20-gallon long in my bedroom because when I bought 10 White Cloud minnows at Pet Supplies Plus a couple weeks back, they were in the guppy tank with the females and a couple of the females that had babies. And so when she was scooping up the White Clouds, she ended up catching a couple babies in the meantime. And I was like, yeah, it's okay. I got somewhere I'll put them, and they'll be fine. And because that tank, I talked about it last week, but that tank in my bedroom, it's the longest tank that I've had set up. It's been set up for like 5 years now, and I rescaped it once when I set up the 40 breeder and brought my betta sorority from that tank into the 40 breeder. So it's been in its current scape for like 3.5 years or something like that, maybe 3 years. And it's just been the easiest tank to take care of. It's got a really thick substrate. The light is just perfect, and the timer on it's just been perfect to where I've never had any serious algae issues. Even when I've just completely neglected the tank and just let water levels get down to where I've had like big plant die off. Like I've had a little bit of like a string algae outbreak, but all I had to do was pull it out and just add water, and string algae problem gone. Like guppies love a stable tank, and that tank is just the best tank ever. And like, though I want to replace it with this 29-gallon long that I got from one of my customers, I don't really want to take down that tank just because it's been so freaking stable. I can just do whatever I want with it. I can neglect it. I can just keep up with it, whatever. It's just a perfect tank. I wish we didn't need animal control. What happened with you? Like, did you get a raccoon taking over your house or something?
No, she's Adam McReynolds said, "I'm happy just to catch a stream. Animal control keeps me so busy anymore that it becomes my life." I guess that's what he does.
Oh. Are you like an animal control person for like your city or county or something like that? Or are you talking about controlling the levels of animals in your house? Like they're having, like your fish are having too many babies and you don't know what to do with them, animal control. Okay. We just started to clear the show. Okay, so yeah, you work for actual animal control. Okay. I've also thought about how, like, what do you need to know or whatever to do to get that sort of job? Though I don't want to work for the government in any sort of way anymore, not even for animal control. But animal control would be one of those sorts of jobs that I think I have the mindset and the skill set or whatever to actually do. Like, I don't mind going and grabbing a rabid raccoon right from the back of the neck. Like, whatever. I'll be my own like crocodile hunter with animal control. But I don't want to work for the government. No, not anymore.
No.
That would just depend on what that particular facility requires. Yeah, of course. Just like any job. Jeez, Danny. Well, I mean, whatever. I don't care. I go up and grab it. I do that all the time. Like, oh, snake, let me just move you out of the way. Oh, there's a spider in your house. Oh, you got a cat stuck in your tree. Let me just go climb the tree and get your cat out. Like, we only deal with domestics, mainly just dogs. Yeah, that's the thing that I'm actually more sad about is dealing with the dogs, not being the person to go rescue the squirrel that just fell out of the tree that the family doesn't know what to do with it. Like, yeah. They won't let me mess with anything else. Yeah, see that? Yeah, they probably wouldn't let me mess with anything else. I become a liability and I get fired for that because I go playing with the raccoons. But anyway, I've now brought us over by a couple minutes. So, who deals with the rabid raccoons? Animal control. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I will. Like I said earlier, I will not be streaming next week. Gina probably won't stream on Saturday either, since she'll have her own stream on Wednesday. But
we'll see.
I will see you guys in 2 weeks. On what is that? The 30th, or no? No, the 24th.
24th. Yep.
Yeah, because the 31st or whatever, I might be doing another game night or something over at my friend's house. But anyway, well, luckily I'm scheduled to see you tomorrow, Diane. So let's fix that problem. Danny just canceled Gina's stream.
Well, I don't know. Nathan's actually been liking being on stream.
It's my stream, by the way. Yeah. We just also do it on Gina's channel.
Yeah.
Because Streamyard allows us to. But I mean, I say it's my stream. It's our stream.
It's our stream. You host it. It is hosted on yours.
And it was originally, the first whole season was only on my channel, but then Streamyard allowed us to do it on both channels. So it's just like, well, it's our stream anyway, so let's do it on both channels and have fun with it. Come Monday. Monday. Tomorrow's Sunday.
Tomorrow is
I'm gonna
Sunday.
play more City of Heroes with my online gaming nerds.
Yeah.
So, catch you in 2 weeks, everybody. Have a great one. Hopefully, I'll do decent on this karaoke contest. So I'll tell you all about it in 2 weeks. Anyway,
bye.
So long, and thanks for the fish.